Hello everyone, Miss Cavallaro here. Welcome back to Snot Stew Chapter 5. So in this chapter, we're going to be focusing on the question, how can you tell the cats are getting more comfortable around the Burks? And our two vocabulary words are cautiously and coaxed. So if we see those words, we're going to stop and talk about them. And while we're reading, make sure you're zooming in or focusing on the question, how can you tell the cats are getting more comfortable around the Burks? And remember, the Burks are just the people whose house they're living in. Okay, so let's see what happens. Mother put some round things on a big table with long legs and a flat top. They made a kind of tink sound when she put them down. My nose kept twitching. There was a beautiful smell in the air. It made my nose wiggle and my mouth feel wet and drippy inside. I didn't know what the smell was, but it was certainly wonderful. So there's a great text feature. So we have wonderful in all caps. So if you look right here, it's all capital letters, which means it's a text feature really important. It's creating emphasis on that word. Then Mother yelled, "Supper! Everybody come to eat." She closed a big wood thing that stood between where we were and the kitchen. So probably a door, right? It kept us from seeing what was happening. Toby had noticed the wonderful smell too. He just got to the wood thing when Mother closed it. Okay, so let's look at this illustration. It might give us a little bit of a hint what the wood thing is that's getting closed. He stuck his nose down the crack underneath the wood thing and sniffed. "Meow," he told me. "It sure smelled good. Meow." Really good. I felt safer with the wood thing there. With the people in the other room of the barn and me and Toby in here, I crawled out from under the couch. We could hear tinking and clanging and pattering from the other room. Mother and Daddy and Ben and Sarah talked and tinked and clattered for a long, long while. Then everyone got sort of quiet. All at once, the wood thing by Toby and me opened. I jumped back. My tail fizzled up. Toby didn't move. He just stood there, looking into the kitchen. I let my tail drop and move up beside my brother. "You two ready for supper?" Mother asked. "Come on in. It's all fixed." Toby walked past her. He got real close and leaned against her leg. Mother didn't kick him or try to bite him or anything. She just stood there and let him rub. "Come on," Toby meowed. "Let's see what smells so good." Cautiously, one step at a time, I followed him. Mother scraped some food onto the round things that went tink on the table. She put one bowl down in front of Toby. She scraped more into a second bowl and put it down next to me. "Stew," Mother announced. "You two hungry for stew?" Toby went straight to his bowl. He stuck in his head and started eating. Carefully, I eased up beside him. "This stew stuff smells marvelous," I thought. "But what if—" I jumped back. "Go on," Mother coaxed in a soft voice. "I know you're hungry. Go on, little girl. Nobody's going to hurt you." So there's one of our vocabulary words, coaxed. So it's saying that Mother coaxed in a soft voice. So let's see what the rest of the sentence says and look at our context clues. "Go on," Mother coaxed in a soft voice. "I know you're hungry. Go on, little girl. Nobody's going to hurt you." So coaxing is trying to persuade someone to do something in a nice way, or trying to get them to do something. So let's keep reading. Her voice was very gentle and friendly. I moved back to the bowl. I kind of snuck up on it. Step by careful step. I was scared, but mostly I was hungry. And this stew smelled so. I took a bite. It was delicious. It was the best stuff I had ever tasted. I loved it. Stew was better than milk. It was even better than mice. I had orange things and yellow things and a few green things in it, all mixed up with gravy and lots of meat. And I was so hungry, I ate and ate. I didn't even notice when Mother knelt down beside me and started petting me. I didn't mind though. It didn't feel bad. Besides, it felt so good to have something to eat. In a little while, she left and Sarah came. She sat down beside me and crossed her legs. She started stroking my hair on the back. She even scratched behind my ears. Toby was right. That did kind of feel good. It felt great to have my tummy full. I guess I hadn't ever been so hungry before. Of course, I hadn't had a thing to eat since Mama left. Nothing at all. But stew was fabulous. Sarah put a hand under my tummy when I was finished eating. For a second, I thought she was going to pick me up. She didn't, though. I was glad that she didn't, because as full as my tummy was, that would have hurt. Instead, she stroked my fur some more and scratched my ears. Then she left for a place called bed. Mother told her she had to. I licked every bit of stew from my bowl, and when I was finished, I went back and crawled under the couch. Maybe people things aren't so bad after all, I thought as I licked my paws and washed my whiskers. Even the stew that was stuck to my whiskers tasted good. Toby curled up in the chair and went to sleep. I finished my bath. Ben had to go to bed too. Mother and Daddy stayed up and listened to a thing called the stereo. For those of you kids who have no idea what a stereo is like a radio. I liked the sound that came from it. It was almost as good as the humming I had heard Mother do when she was working in the kitchen. I closed my eyes. People are okay. At least the Burks were. They were nice. Beside that, Mother made terrific stew. So before we move on to the next chapter, just remember, Chapter 5's question is, how can you tell the cats are getting more comfortable around the Burks? And your 2 vocabulary words were cautiously and coaxed. All right, have fun learning at home. We'll see you soon.